hidden gems that are to serve on. So, anyway. No. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to ask is, I received, and I think probably the other board members, I know they sent out a fundraising appeal, but Lassen Land Trails Trust has acquired the extension, the property behind the Biz Johnson extension. In fact, there's a map of it right there, which is, this is where the railroad depot is, but the rest of the cut, which goes all the way over to Alexander Avenue, there's several acres there. They worked through several grants. They got some state and federal funding to support this, the National Trails funding. Now they have to basically do something with it. This is what it looks like right now, and they've already brought in some reviews on it and so forth. But I'd like to ask that we put on a future agenda. I'd like to allocate $500 from my discretionary fund to support the Biz Johnson extension at the historic seasonal railroad depot, and I think it will be a good community investment. They're trying to raise, I think, $20,000 towards getting this property put into a form that could be used, and it actually extends the Biz Johnson Trail from this point down to Alexander Avenue. And if we ever get the road extended out to the highway, which is the Skyline South thing, there's supposed to be the Biz Johnson Trail continues all the way out to Highway 36. So. And then finally, the last thing I wanted to report on is this coming weekend, for those who are interested in basketball, the Rotary Club of Susanville is going to be sponsoring the Rotary Classic. It's a basketball tournament with Lassen College, the finest college basketball in northeastern California. They're going to have, besides Lassen JC, Federal River JC, Marine College, junior college, is going to be in attendance. Clackamas Junior College out of Oregon, and William Jessup University. So 3 days of basketball up at Lassen College, the Sports Center. The Lassen College Cougars right now have a third-rated team in the state. So they're a very, very good team, and I've had a chance to watch them play once, and it's exciting to play. It was an exciting game when they took on Simpson College a few weeks ago. So this weekend, Friday afternoon, evening, Saturday, and Sunday, a lot of basketball. So hopefully a lot of you can attend. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
For clarification, Supervisor Chapman, $500 to go to Lassen Land Trails Trust.
For the Biz Johnson extension project, I want it targeted for that particular.
Supervisor Alvon? Yes, thank you. Follow up with the sports. The Big Valley High School up there, they're the Division 6 8-man football division champions this year. So kudos to them.
Your son was on the team.
Son's on the team. So they have that there to be very proud of. Also for next meeting on the 16th, I would ask to have the Southern Cascades Ambulance. They would like to be on the agenda as well. I'd like to have that agendized. Because they're thinking about putting on another deal on for May the 2nd, to have another mail-in ballot on the 2nd. That would also tie in very good with what Mr. Chittick has tied in, because I don't think that they are aware of that.
I don't think so either, because his report yesterday didn't indicate any of that.
Right, in this morning where he's talked about having several meetings, but I don't think any of the working group up there has been informed of this. So it might be a very good time.
So the agenda item for next week would be the Southern Cascade Ambulance District potential election.
Yeah.
Potential election, because they're looking at the time frame.
Make it a status report for them so they can tell all the things they're doing.
Well, because they're looking at the time window. There's like 100 and there's a time frame with LAFCO and everything, and so this is to get it started. Help me out with the wording.
You can be darn tootin' between now and next, when the agenda gets published, I'm going to have the action requested language correct so that if we're backed up to the date in terms of when we have to call a special election, we don't get into the posture of having to add something to the agenda on short order.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you can word that for me.
Yes, sir.
It was this meeting last year that problem all started because of the breakdown of communications. So,
Sir, yes, sir.
You mean between now and tomorrow?
You'll get that
But
later.
if I
Between
could,
now
if I could,
Friday at
if I could interject, I think Aaron's request for the Southern Cascade should be a separate agenda item, not part of Mr. Chitty's
Right,
request.
completely separate.
Yes.
It would be nice if they were pretty close together so that.
We can do them one after the other.
Yeah.
Time
That
certain.
that would be appropriate. Please, thank you. And then the other thing I'd like to put out, as I mentioned earlier, to adjourn the memory of the secretary up there at the high school. I called and talked to one of the fellows that I heard that he was the first on the scene. And just to kind of give him my condolences and whatnot, he said it was, he wasn't the first one there. The first one there happened to be the Scott Withrow, who's the resident deputy up there. He was off duty, he was taking his daughter to school too, and he was actually the first one there. But this other fellow I talked to, he was the second one there, and he was very glad that the deputy sheriff happened to be there, because that gives him the opportunity to work. And, I got thinking, what are kudos, we hear all this stuff on the TV about the police and how insensitive and inhumane and everything they are, and when they just get lost and forgotten about all the stuff that they have to put up with, sit there and see this poor woman trapped in the vehicle, and I guess it just wasn't a very pretty scene. But he stayed there because it was his civic duty, and he was completely off duty. But he stayed there and took all that mental anguish and slowed everybody else to leave. And so I just wanted to kudos for the police officers and what they go through and what they do instead of listening to all the BS on TV. And I'll be attending RCRC meeting tomorrow down in Sacramento. And that's all I have.
Real quick point, I'm sorry, did you say that the desired date for election is May 2?
Yes.
I think that's what they have, yes.
I
Okay.
think that was the date that
Thank
you mentioned yesterday at last, it was in May, I knew that.
The first part, I think it's May 2nd.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that they get started now so that we want to fit within that window that the White Frog did that last year.
Yes, sir.
Is there some magic to the May 2nd date being a special election?
Now that, I don't know. I know that they've been talking with Julie and
Yeah, I think they-
Stephanie up there at Modoc.
Yeah, the two county clerks they've been working with, and apparently that was the date they all came together to say yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, I don't have anything to report, but I would like to say that there's a fair board meeting tonight, but isn't the party until 6? Yeah, the fair board meeting is at 5:30, so it's a bit of an overlap.
Yeah. I think the county Christmas party for county employees and
Yeah.
family is 5 or 5:30?
It's
5
fine.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, and that'll be continuing for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Do we have those long-winded speakers at the Christmas party?
Yeah, but they have a different perspective on the
Yes,
world.
they do. Last year was a couple of elected guys. This year is a couple of
You know who they work for this time?
yes.
We'll see.
Took a little bit to get to that point, didn't it?
I think the best part about it is the hood ornaments they wear on top when they do the little.
Just wait till tonight, fella.
Unfortunately, I won't be there, so I will enjoy it.
No cameras allowed.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's move on quickly to the information consent calendar. Is there any items that need to be pulled for separate consideration?
Yeah, on G2, is it G2?
I think it's G2.
Yes.
G2, I'll have to excuse myself from that from being on the board of Plymouth Sierra.
May I suggest that perhaps that item be pulled and dealt with separately, and then Supervisor would be in a position to be able to vote on the remainder?
Right. So, anything else?
Pardon me?
Are you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, so we're going to take up the balance of the calendar first. Looking for a motion.
I vote the remainder of the consent.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any public comment before we take action? Okay. So it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay, so we'll take up item G2.
Can I ask that the minutes reflect that Supervisor Hammond is absent from this discussion? Thank you.
Do we have a second for discussion?
All second, and I have a couple questions. In here, it says for high-speed reliability, throughout the county. I mean, how does this work for North County? How is this going to, how are they going to get the broadband service up to Avon, Beaver, Riverdale, Vermont?
Oh, okay, the northern county.
Yeah.
Yeah, the specifics I'm not familiar with. This is the last mile portion of the service, I believe. And I'm pulling it up.
My reaction is that and I think I'm in the same position as Mr. Egan is that, well, I don't know the specifics, but that it would essentially be broadband service that is able to be coupled with other areas that are served by REA. I think that's a fair statement, because I think it would essentially be utilizing the infrastructure that REA has, and I don't think REA serves any in North County. And so
Well, there's an REA up there, but it comes out of the tourist.
Different
REA, right? We're not talking Plymouth Sierra Rural Electric Cooperative, which is what this grant application, or I should say letter, supports the application for. So I think the answer to your question is it doesn't do much for North County.
It says to promote countywide expansion.
It does indeed.
I guess it does promote.
We could try to find out exactly if it will affect the northern part of the county. I don't have that information.
Would you prefer that it say something along the lines of would promote expansion in the area served by Plymouth Sierra Rural Electric Cooperative?
I think so, because, countywide, that's,
Okay.
that includes the entire county. And
It would seem to.
I don't see that.
With that change, and the change will be changing from the county to the portion of the county that is served by
Under economic diversification.
It'll say promote expansion of telecommunications, broadband, internet service via hardwire and wireless technologies to increase access for public safety, commercial, and residential customers within the trying to think of the name of the
PST.
Plymouth Sierra Rural Electric Service Area.
Okay, because if you keep that all on the first page, I can have this.
Okay, right, we can do
Okay.
that.
Thanks. Any more discussion? Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
And I missed the motion and second. Could we repeat that, please?
The motion was made by Supervisor Prattle and seconded by Supervisor Elmo.
Thank
With
you.
the changes.
Yes.
Okay. So the chair votes aye. Any against or any abstentions? Okay. So,
Well, Supervisor Hammond was not.
right. Supervisor Hammond abstains. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll take our 10:25 recess, then we'll come back and take up our F items, the Pit Resource Conservation District, and then the fishing game item. We'll recess for 5 minutes.